Welcoming you guys here on Sports Den as we end January and head into February. We're pumped to be here with you. I'm Blythe Whaley alongside Matt Dean, and we have an awesome show today, a lot to get to, and some big moments, of course. Girls hockey just about to get to playoffs, so finishing out that regular season. Boys hockey has something that hasn't happened in 30 years for SLP, so that's going to be fun to talk about. As far as hoops, ladies hoops, somebody scored their 1,000th point, so pumped to get to talk to you about who that's going to be, and also boys finding a way to have a player who has the conference leading, or who leads the conference in scoring. So Matt, a lot of awesome things going on with our teams.
Yeah, some great individual accomplishments, a lot of team accomplishments as well, too, are going to, though, head to the forefront. As we've been talking about, section playoffs right around the corner. We're going to start things on the ice in girls hockey, where we have 1 week remaining in the regular season. Believe it or not, we'll start with the action from Fogarty Arena. Blaine hosting 12th-ranked Maple Grove. Big opportunity here for the Bengals after a scoreless first. Things opened up. Freshman Kate Fisher putting the puck in a string, banking it to herself, and beating Morgan Zank Gloveside, the 4th of the year for the 9th grader. A minute 7 later, Fisher again, this time with a net front presence. A beautiful tip-in off the Maddie Elfstrand shot. Freshman to freshman, making it 2-0 Crimson. So the Bengals down a pair. Grace Chapman down the wing, goes top shelf where mom hides the good cookies. The senior captain with her 5th of the year just 2 minutes later with the response for Blaine. On to the third, Grace Erickson with her 6th of the year again. Getting pucks to the net and getting bodies in front. Morgan Zank never saw it. 43 seconds into the period. It's a 2-goal lead, and Maple Grove rolls to the win.
9 Maple Grove freshmen that is playing major minutes, contributing time and time again. How much is this group growing throughout the season?
Well, I think we have 9 freshmen, and I think everybody's been having like a lot of development, and the older girls are definitely being big leaders and helping us improve a lot. And I think it's been really good, and the coach, everyone's been really welcoming.
Personally, how are you finding the adjustment to the varsity level? Are you getting more comfortable out there, game in and game out?
Yeah, I think my first game I was really nervous, but it's definitely a lot faster, and I'm definitely getting a lot more comfortable with just having the puck on my stick and creating opportunities.
How do you think the defense played tonight?
I think they played really good. We kept their shots to the outside, and we didn't have many rebounds. It's just an unlucky bounce off of my D's stick, so I think overall we played really good.
How has it been to have so many youngsters on this team, and how have you seen that freshman group grow throughout the season?
Yeah, definitely I've seen them improve a lot this season. Like, at the beginning of the season, obviously we knew that they weren't going to be where they are now, and I think they've improved so much, and I'm so excited for them for the next few years because I think they're going to be really great.
All right, so Blaine takes the loss here in this one against a really good Maple Grove team. Centennial SLP, in the meantime, on a 21-game unbeaten run, heading into the final day of the conference season. Just 1 game remaining for Andover and the Cougars, who are in a share of first place atop the Northwest Suburban Conference standings, Blythe. So if CSLP can take care of business, they'll at least share the conference title, and maybe if they get some help from the Huskies, they could outright win it atop the NWSC this year.
Yeah, certainly an exciting moment, having it come down to a cat clash. Centennial playing Blaine later, Andover going to have to take care of Champlin Park, Coon Rapids. So it's going to be a crazy week, but also Maple Grove, they're going to have to play Osseo Park Center. So going to be a lot of tension happening here as they try to finish it out.
Yep, as you mentioned, Andover taking on the Bluebirds on Tuesday night, hoping from a North Metro perspective we see the Huskies drop points. Cat Clash, as Blythe mentioned, is coming up between Blaine and the Cougars on Tuesday night, a game you can watch on North Metro TV with Bill Hupp on the call. Blaine did a nice job to bounce back, as in between they did pick up a win on Saturday, 7-0 over Visitation. They need a strong close to the season. The Bengals with an opportunity against number 1 ranked Minnetonka to close the year next week, Saturday. They are vying for a potential 4 seed in the Section 7 AA tournament. Centennial, I think, probably have the 1 seed locked up. They split with Maple Grove in a pair of meetings this year. They beat them outright in the rematch, which is the one that counted in the conference standings, but the Centennial will look to finish strong. They can tie up a share of the conference title against Blaine. And then how about they're going to face 10th-ranked Lakeville South, who are on a 19-game unbeaten run of their own, that one at Haase Arena to close the regular season for the Cougars. So on to the ice, to the boys hockey, where we'll move on here. Next on the show, we had Blaine on the road at Spring Lake Park. Saturday night action on Hockey Day in Minnesota as Blaine and SLP faced off in the battle for Fogarty Arena. Fast-paced first period. Sam Shaughnessy, the junior, showing some speed. 7th of the season, QB1 makes it 1-0 Blaine. SLP keeps knocking on the door. Wolter with a game-tying goal. Wait a minute. Panthers are celebrating, but after the officials get together, it is waved off for goaltender interference, so it remains a 1-0 Bengal lead in this game. SLP keep going at it. 6:54 into the second, junior Brody Herzog with the tip off the Wolter shot. The guy who had the goal waved off gets the assist. They would find the lead less than 6 minutes later. That's Connor Larson, the senior's 21st of the year. Another assist from Wolter, and then just for good measure, Drew Lindquist into the empty net, made the final score 3-1, and SLP knocks off Blaine for the first time in over 30 years. SLP had been 0-10 against Blaine in the Northwest Suburban Conference history. So what a result. Blythe, I love it. It was 2 sub-500 teams going at it. I was there Saturday. Great student section. And that's what high school hockey is all about. Forget the records. Big game, Spring Lake Park, first win over the Bengals in over 30 years.
Yeah, it's always fun to be able to see history, Matt. So definitely congrats to Spring Lake Park. Of course, them so close to Blaine there, so trying to make sure that they make that run. But a lot of time left for boys hockey for them to just continue hitting that stride here late in the season.
Yeah, so SLP leapfrogs Blaine in the standings. Meanwhile, you saw Centennial up in a tie for first atop the conference. They move into number 13 in the Let's Play Hockey rankings this week. Upcoming schedules, Blaine will finish off a run of 12 straight against the Northwest Suburban Conference. That runs through that game at Centennial before they finish the year out of conference against Roseville. The Cougars, 5 straight wins, 9 in a row unbeaten. That's 5 straight conference wins. They've got East at White Bear Lake and then a big one at Maple Grove on Tuesday, February the 6th. That's 13 against 5 in the state. That game will probably decide who the top seed in Section 5 AA is. And then you saw the Cougars in a tie with Andover in the standings. So up on the 10th, that game at Andover could decide the Northwest Suburban Conference title. The Cougars tied Andover in the previous matchup earlier this year. So lots going on in hockey. Girls will be talking playoffs next week, and boys shortly to follow. And of course, we're headed down to an exciting time of year in boys and girls basketball.
Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier on in our show, on our boys hoops, we have a guy who is leading the conference for boys basketball. Let's see who it is as we take a look at our gentlemen and what they have been up to here in the past week. But this first one, Centennial Cougars and Anoka Tornadoes. Anoka Tornadoes having only that one guy, Podani, with 26. They did top our Cougars, but of course 5 assists. Not too shabby for Podani at the top for the Tornadoes. Dreesen for the Cougars doing quite well, 24. Hosfield, 17. And Burgoon and Hansen both with 11. So 4 guys in double digits. Pretty good here for the Cougars, trying to make sure they keep it that whole team, helping them out, get that final finish. But as far as Coon Rapids, Cardinals taking on Spring Lake Park and the Panthers, this is where you see the guy leading the conference in scoring. This is Remy having 28 in that game. King and him doing quite well together, both in the 20s. King at 21 and Bangs 15. But Young on the other side, 25 points, 6 assists, and Freeman 21 points and 4 steals. So both teams having a couple guys in the 20s and certainly a good game. But our Panthers getting the victory, 84-73.
Panthers playing well lately. 3rd win in their last 4, and as you said, they got some good balance. Nice 1-2 punch between Remy, the conference's leading scorer, and Andrew King. Pretty formidable duo.
And as we take a look at Totino Grace Eagles taking on our Blaine Bengals. Our Blaine Bengals fall to the Eagles, defense being quite tough for them in this game. Pettis, 19 points, Payne 14, so a couple guys in double digits. Jason Arrigu, 36 points. How big does that number stand out on this screen?
Yeah, that's a season high for a guy who is headed to the ACC to play for Miami next season. Senior for Totino Grace. Eagles are 14-3, and we'll see the standings in a little bit here. But that is one of the top players in the state, maybe the best team in the entire state in Totino Grace. So no shame in the Bengals and taking a tough loss in that Northwest Suburban Conference matchup.
I believe it, Matt. I mean, 4 guys in double digits for them as well. So definitely a team affair. Even though they have the one guy scoring 36, it still feels quite good. Spring Lake Park leading our teams here in the Northwest Suburban Conference at 5-5. Totino Grace, like you mentioned, 10-0 here in the conference, so leading the way. But Centennial Blaine down there on the bottom, 1-9 and 1-11, looking to finish out the season strong and find some more wins here before the end of it.
If you like good high school basketball, this Friday, Totino Grace, who lead the conference, are playing Park Center. That's 2 number 1 ranked teams between Class 4A and 3A. Eagles beat the Pirates 82-72 back in December. So Friday night, 6 p.m. tip-off in that one at Park Center.
As far as our Blaine Bengals this week, taking on Rogers, just that one game, so a lot of prep, getting ready to take them on at home. Centennial going to be taking on Elk River and Blaine, both on the road, so a couple away games for them, making sure that they're ready to hit the bus and be there on time. But Spring Lake Park, they have a few home games this week, Andover and Maple Grove, so nice to kind of have that home court advantage, and we'll see if Remy can just keep this going, which he's been doing so well.
Yeah, really fun season for Spring Lake Park so far. Like we said, I've been pretty impressed with the way that they've been playing under Oliver Major this year. We'll move to the girls' side of hoops around the North Burbs, where there is always a tradition of really good winning basketball up here from our girls program, so checking in on kind of the latest action. This was from Tuesday, Centennial hosting Anoka in Northwest Suburban Conference action. You got a pair of future Summit League foes. Marissa Frost, a senior commit to NDSU, and Autumn McCall, a junior, combining for 48. Frost has always been a high-level scorer for the Cougars. Seems like she's really stepping it up to another level this year, averaging over 20 per game, so kind of a ho-hum night for her. Cougars continuing their turnaround, winning 5 of their last 6 with just a loss to top 10 Andover mixed in there after the Cougars struggled out of the gates to begin the season. Also from Tuesday night, Spring Lake Park were on the road taking on Coon Rapids. Bella Such, senior for the Panthers, 2 points off of a season high, got to within 19 of 1,000 in her Panther career in this game. Brooke Gorish scored 16, a season high. The Panthers, though, were declawed by the Cards in a 1-possession game in the NWSC. On Friday, Blaine finished off their week with a victory over Totino Grace, 72-66. Junior Caitlin Wozniak leads the Bengals with 19 in this one, her 10th game out of 18 in double figures for Blaine, and the Bengals get 4 in double figures to polish off a 2-0 week with a pair of games both in conference action. Taking a look at the standings on the girls basketball side, Centennial sit in 4th. I mentioned it, they've been on a nice run, 6-1 in their last 7 conference games since they lost 2 of their first 3. Unfortunately, they have lost both head-to-head matchups with not only conference but also section rival Andover, who continue to sit unbeaten atop the conference standings. They will play Maple Grove in a much-anticipated top 10 matchup on February 7th with the Huskies hosting in that one. Blaine are just behind them in 6th, 3-3 in their last 6, and SLP sit down in 10th after snapping their 3-game conference slide. Here's what's coming up for these teams. Blaine and Centennial matching up on February the 1st. That is in Circle Pines. Spring Lake Park, after that game we showed you against Elk River, they took on Becker on Saturday. Bella Such, in that game against Elk River, got to 1,000 points in her Panther career. She is the 6th Spring Lake Park player in school history to reach 1,000. She's a walking double-double. She's racking up the rebounds rebounds as well too. So congratulations to Bella Such on that terrific accomplishment. Piled on, she's got over 1,000 after that Saturday game at Becker.
Yeah, we always love getting to celebrate our teams and those individual players on those teams and those accomplishments, because ultimately it is so cool how many they've been able to have over the course of time, even just for how long I've been here, just getting to see some massive moves for these schools. But you guys, not just hoops, we also are going to dive into the swimming pool and see what the guys have been up to in the pool. The Cardinals from Coon Rapids taking on our Blaine Bengals, getting things started. They're already at Coon Rapids up 10-4. This is the 200-yard freestyle. 155.92 for Jackson Lang. The individual medley here for the 200-yard. 2:11.08 for Coon Rapids. This 31-15 lead. This is a 50-yard dash. This is a close race. Beating out Worcestershire is Bradley. But hopping to the diving portion, it's Luke Courier, 149.45 for Coon Rapids. He gets the win there on the diving board. The 100-yard butterfly all alone touching the wall. Coon Rapids 59.71 for Jackson Lang. 100-yard freestyle 52.08 for Coon Rapids. Nolan Schultz. And the 500-yard freestyle, this is a long one, you guys. Mitch Tronson for Coon Rapids, 5:11.55. It's 73.52, the 200-yard freestyle relay. Blaine getting a big win. They hadn't always been the team in first place, 138.88. 100-yard backstroke. This is a 1:05.54 for Ben. And then 100-yard breaststroke, Carson Hamill, 1:11.10. It went to exhibition, 94.81 before the final, and winning it 94.93 at Coon Rapids.
Yeah, and as we welcome you back here, we're putting a capper on our latest episode of Sports Den. Blythe Whaley alongside Matt Dean. Wanted to get another mention of some hockey news. It came out this week. Team USA and Canada are going to be continuing their rivalry series coming up in February. They're going to play what is games 5 and 6 of that best-of-7 series will be up in Saskatoon. Game 7 will be played right here at the X. So Team USA, again, hopefully they've got the series tied up against our neighbors up north. There are 7 Minnesotans on the roster that'll be playing in that rivalry series, Blythe. 2 of them from right here in our backyard up in the Blaine area. So we've got Gabby Hughes, a 2018 graduate of Centennial, over 280 points as a Cougar. She is currently playing for Ottawa in the PWHL. And then you got Emily Brown, a 17 graduate of Blaine, playing for Boston. That's a former UMD hockey player, former Gopher, who are going to be on the biggest stage. They're already on that huge stage in the PWHL, but it's something different dressing up wearing the red, white, and blue for Team USA.
Oh, definitely. And like I said, Matt, it's always just an awesome time getting to support our teams and just even beyond what they're able to accomplish here in high school, getting to come back here in Minnesota, play at XL, and put on, like you said, the red, white, and blue. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, that game's February 7th again at the X. We're going to have North Metro TV coverage this week. Bill Hupp will be on the call Tuesday night. Again, Centennial can clinch a piece of the Northwest Suburban Conference title on Tuesday, so we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bill will, right here on North Metro TV. That's Blythe Whaley. I'm Matt Dean signing out here on this episode of Sports Den.